Hi, my name is Rob Scotland. I am a co-founder at BANDIT. My background has been in agencies, from big networks down to small independents, working in sales and working in publishing.
My name is Christian Grubert. I have had no agency experience before we started BANDIT. I worked in music industry with retail, writing both about music and music. I did a lot of DJing, which is where I met this guy, and I've done other stuff like MTV and things like that.
One of the main reasons why we had to start BANDIT was because we were consumers ourselves, who were noticing that there was advertising and communication that bore no resemblance to how we live. None of the complexity or the variety or just the understanding of how we lived. So one of the things that we started to do was to say, well, if this is an issue, how could it be done better? And part of that was us starting to write. So that's when we first started BANDIT blog, which was us writing and being very, very critical about advertising that was done badly.
I think BANDIT started out of the two of us having an opinion, and that's one of the things that have traveled through to where we are today, is having an opinion in everything we do. So whilst our initial opinions might have been a little unfocused and rough around the edges, that's one of the things that we do a lot of today, is having an opinion initially when we go to a client, as almost like a door opener or a conversation starter, whatever you want to call it. So we were born out of having an opinion, basically.
One of the things that really defines BANDIT is that we see the world a lot differently from many other people in the advertising or communications industry. Our belief is that everything is fundamentally rooted in people first rather than the client first. But essentially what BANDIT does is BANDIT advises either agencies or brands on how they can connect with their audience better or more effectively, often through trying to understand a lot deeper about how that audience is living. The way in which we work now is essentially there's 4 stages. The first stage is that we create a hypothesis. From that hypothesis, we then test it upon the network. Our network, we've got over 7,000 people worldwide that we speak with on a regular basis, that we tap into. After testing on that network, we then return back to the client and almost brief the client, essentially. And then from there, we create a strategy together.
What we do is we try to elevate the proposition from the brand, so it fits naturally into the lives of the consumer.
The main characteristics that we have is the main things that make us different is that we are so tapped into the way that audiences think and feel. It's not a case of necessarily trying to understand the business side of things, it's trying to understand the end result that this business is looking to achieve. So if you're looking to contact or to move or to inspire somebody, you must understand everything about their lives, or as much about their lives as you can.
In a lot of ways, brands feel that that's actually quite nice or quite invigorating to get that story and to get that perspective on their brand, because we're not really necessarily saying that that there's something wrong with their brand, but we are just saying that maybe you need to view the brand in a different way to be able to communicate to people in a different way. So in a lot of ways we are just as much telling them in a way about their business plan as much as their communication, because if they don't move the entire brand, if they just move the communication, then the communication is not going to be worth anything, because they're going to look back at the brand and say, okay, well, brand X is still the same as it was 10 years ago. So the work we are trying to do is basically start to inform them about how people really live now, and then hopefully that will then open up for the way that they see their entire marketplace. So in 10 years it will be easier for them to talk to the people that are kids now.
We are in a really unique time. Professor Henry Jenkins at MIT talks about this culture today being a participatory culture, and we've moved away from being a spectatorial culture. So we've moved away from brands or organizations telling us what to do, and it's more about us being fully engaged in a process. It's no wonder that audiences are now a little bit tired, a little bit skeptical. And what you're seeing is that they're trying to get relationships with brands and services and people who are touchable, who are people they can actually feel and can relate to. Simple as that.
This is all lies, by the way.
We Google.
Yeah. we Google the shit out of the internet.
We have a partnership with Wikipedia now.
We know Google by heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're owned by Google.
No,
Yeah.
it's